And we continue with the Christmas series with the third day of Christmastide, December 27th. Today, it seems labels have become prevalent. We need to label everything, the good and the bad. And we box everyone into everything with a label. It's ironic as individually we've said, I don't like to be boxed into this, or I don't subscribe to labels. And yet here we are. It seems that for all the talk of openness and allowing people to be who they are, if they exhibit something contrary, then they fall into this category and, as a result, must be that by the most minute of qualifications. I was watching a podcast episode on Blair White's channel where she was interviewing this detransitioner named Shapeshifter. And it's downright pitiable and horrifying to hear what they're describing. To be put through the ringer like that and left to dry without a care. And to regret the move and then speak out when you would get crucified, figuratively, by the left who see this as tantamount to heresy. As the interview progressed, it struck me that this person was an effeminate man, and yet they were told in a factual manner that they were in fact trans and had to become female. No ifs, ands, or buts. And several years and operations later, they ended up becoming a cash cow to the medical industrial complex. I watched other detransitioning videos as a result, and it's just sad to hear these stories. For all the talk about let people be who they are, it's strange that these kids have been forced to fit a label in the category. It's like the tomboys forcibly being bred out of existence. Young girls can't simply engage in boyish behavior and activities anymore. They have to undergo mastectomies and take dangerous amounts of testosterone, become something that they don't want to be, and they end up paying the price for it. They have to endure hysterectomies and other surgeries to fit the mold because that's what is expected, and then they suffer the consequences that is beyond comprehension. And the effeminate man? Well, if Hedwig and the Angry Inch is anything to go by, it's a half-life full of disappointment on their part due to the many, many complications and prejudices heaped on them by a wider society. In either case, they've become experiments and have failed and are haphazardly tossed aside as medical waste. The people who ought to love and embrace them have taken the leaf out of St. Peter's book. I'm sorry, but I don't know you. And yet, we say we shouldn't put labels on people, and here we are, doing exactly that. Of course, we can dig into how the medical industrial complex is pushing this agenda not for altruistic reasons, but monetary. But that's a whole can of worms I'd rather not touch, as I'm not an expert and I've not been through the ringer to speak from experience. What I can say, to go back to the point, is that if we truly believe in freedom, if we truly wish to practice the idea of no labels, then why are we so keen to force effeminate men and tomboys into fitting a traditional gender stereotypes? An effeminate man, frankly, is as much a man as a tomboy is very much a woman. Their proclivities don't make them any less of a person, and we shouldn't just tell them that they need to conform. But obviously, I'm not the only person saying this. People will still enforce the labels and categories onto these poor kids because they believe in doing the right thing. And maybe to them it is the right thing in order to pursue a more ideal society, the way to utopia. But just as with utopia, it's a fantasy, and the pursuit of it just leads to heartache and regret. And we can very much do without it.